Well, welcome back to Steve's Sermon Shorts, or I guess I really should be welcoming myself back, as it's been quite a few weeks since I've actually done one of these. And just to let those of you who may have wondered what happened to Pastor Steve, where did he go? Well, we've had a busy couple of weeks around the Smith house. First and foremost, I was diagnosed with COVID and had to go through the 10 days of quarantine through COVID. And it was one of those things. I'm just grateful to God. My case was very light. I only had a slight fever for 2 of the days, and that was really all the extent of the troubles I had. I did get pink eye, which did not know, but according to what we read, some people who have COVID actually get pink eye as well, so I got to experience that. Then, of course, also I had the allergies, which might explain why my voice is a little weird right now as I'm going through that as well. But then also my wife had neck surgery, and so she's recovering well. For those of y'all that are asking about her, she's doing very well. She's ahead of the curve, and she's looking to being back to church very soon. But as we go through these things, we looked at it, and as I come back with the sermon short, I couldn't help but think about how God was faithful through all of these things. Because when we first knew that my wife was going to be having neck surgery, it was like, okay, well, we'll get through this time as well. And, one of the things that was so nice was so many people in the church decided to do a meal train where they would have meals brought to our house. And at first I was like, well, they don't really need to do that because I'm going to be, I do the cooking at our house anyway, and I'm fine. Well, of course, the Lord knew exactly what was going to happen, because the day that Amanda came home from the hospital was also the day I discovered that I had COVID. And so, unfortunately, I was not going to be able to provide any food. And so the church providing that food for us really helped. But it was through so many of these things that we see how the Lord provided. And that's one of the beautiful things about it, is when we go through trials, we always need to understand that God is still there. God has not just forgotten about us or said, oops, I didn't know I was supposed to be there. God provides it, and God provides these trials in our life for us to grow and for us to move forward in our lives. In James chapter 1, verse 2 through 4, it says this: "Consider it all joy, my brothers and sisters, when you encounter various trials, knowing that the testing of your faith produces endurance, and let endurance have its perfect result, so that you may be perfect and complete, lacking in nothing." When we go through trials, we should understand that God is growing us, that God is growing us for something, for us to be better, for us to be more like Him and to understand what He would have in our lives. So while trials may be something that we may not jump up and down about, when we put it in the proper perspective of knowing, hey, God's using this to grow me, then we understand that it is for our good and not for our harm. But again, I just want to say thank you for everybody who has been praying for me and my family. Thank you again to Dorsett Shoals for all the help that they have given, for all the food they've given to help get us through this time. But remember, when those trials come, don't run from those trials. Learn from those trials and be what God would have you to be. All right? See y'all next week.